time is, none of it has released. Trying to beat me to the punch. And I haven't even punched yet. Yeah, music production is it's a weird avenue, especially when it comes to sampling. If you're not paying attention, you will be paying out of your pocket for something that you could have done yourself. You have the ability to do yourself. People around the law make it seem as if you can't, but if you know your way around, you can. Just a lot of salt. We're dealing with a lot of salt. What's good? What's popping? What's happening? Y'all, I could wash my hair and it still retain its length. It's still stiff. I need to put more water into it so that it can free flow. But all in all, it's still there. Now, granted, I will probably get it straightened again, just cause. If you're trying to shoot for awards and whatnot, stay away from AI as much as possible. And when I mean AI, I'm not saying using AI tools, AI powered tools, because a lot, if not all, electronic VSTs and whatnot, they're AI. But essentially, what the general public views AI as is computer generated vocals of individuals that aren't alive, pretty much. You could probably still, catch some traction if you're, gaining some momentum. But if you're in it for the Grammys and whatnot, I would sway away from it as much as possible. It feels like that's something we're going to have, conversations about just because the media has popularized it. But the media, that's the median. That's pretty much the average. What the average person is talking about. It's not what everyone is talking about. It's just the average. It's enough for it to be projected out to the general public. If you know your way around, you know damn well that shit is a trap. Now there's a difference, again, to reiterate, there's a difference between using tools that use artificial intelligence versus what AI is popularized and known as now. Y'all can't just say get rid of AI entirely, because you will be getting rid of a lot of things that use AI. It's just that you're in control of majority of what it is that's going on. You're not using someone's image and likeness to influence their sound, the sound of the tool that you're using, to manipulate it to sound as if the person that you're using as an influence is saying it. Especially when it gets to, politics and religion and whatnot. It's like some of these things that are very, very touchy situations where you're not supposed to be actually talking about it anyway. And you're getting AI to say it for you, using their voices. It's like, no, you're going to get sued for that. You can theoretically do it because that's what's and it's giving you the ability to do it. But if you're trying to go public with it, you will for sure catch some traction in the wrong direction. But yeah, that's one thing. It's another thing to be watching someone before they even, there's not even a public release, before they even start the process of trying to publicly release it by finding artists to, use the content that you're creating. That's a different story. It hasn't publicly released yet. It hasn't even been put on trial. It's not supposed to be put on trial because it's not even qualified to be on trial yet. It's not an official release. It's not a master copy. It's a master copy of the creation that's right then and there, but it's not a complete composition. It doesn't have lyrics. It doesn't have the artist behind it. It doesn't have a pub. It hasn't broke out to the public yet. It hasn't been presented to the public yet. That's a difference. That's completely different. That is insanely different. If there was any issues, it would be more logical to hit the source itself that people are allowed to use than to hit the people using the source that it's already been approved and given permission to use. And then you turn around and hit the person for using it. It's like, dude, you're looking right at the source. It's like, dude, why not just hit the source? Why not just hit the target? That's the actual crime committer, if there is a crime being committed of that stature. But even then, I mean, you won't see jail time for that. You would have to pay if it came down to it. But most of the time, if not all the time, people catch it beforehand. The reason why people have to pay is because they don't listen to whenever they say, okay, you can't use this. And they just keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's when you see the aftermath. You see the aftermath of that situation. But if you just stop it when you've been caught and you know for sure everything's legitimate and whatnot, and yeah, I mean, just stand down. That's all. But if you have if sampling in itself is the issue, that would imply that you're wanting artists, celebrities and whatnot to not publicly release music. Because there's a way that they're releasing the music that grants permission for other creators to do that. If they wanted to restrict the access of being able to download or record said content so that people could, use it, it's different for sampling. AI and sampling is a lot different. If you're wanting to restrict the ability to do that, you can set up your license so that people can't do that. But if people are sampling, there's a reason why they're able to sample. It will cut off the ability to be able to sample if they weren't able to sample, is what I'm basically saying. Now you have, once you actually release the project, if you're trying to release a project, if you're using too much of it to the point where it actually just sounds like the original content, yeah, it would flag during the check. But once you get past that check, I mean, you'll send levels and levels and levels and levels to the point where, I mean, even at that first initial check, the person that you're using or influencing would be notified, at least to some capacity. Somebody on their team is going to be notified about this. I've said this before. This is a conversation I've had before. I'm just talking about. If sampling is the issue entirely in itself, then you would have to be actually you're fighting for artists to not publicly release music. That's what I'm basically saying. Which, I mean,
theoretically that could happen, but they would also, if they were wanting to, you know, get out to the public, there would have to be a proprietary platform where all of that's restricted, pretty much. It's just in the way that they're licensing their music that would enable or disable the ability to do that. But yeah, if sampling in itself is the issue in its entirety, then you would have to be fighting for your favorite artist to not publicly release music. That's what it boils down to. Other than that, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because that's literally it. I will just be talking in circles after that. That's the beef and potatoes right there. That's the answer right there. Don't publicly release music. But it's all in the culture, dude. It's all part of the culture. That shit's still stiff. There's a lot more to it than just that. This shit's still stiff. It might need more water, but like then again, I don't mind straightening it again. I can go to like where I get a shit straightened at. I'll go after the surgery, I guess, if I need to go to surgery, just so that I don't ruin what it is that I have. At least it will be conditioned. Oh, what up? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna straighten it again. Let's go. Okay. Might need a stronger comb or brush or something. I don't know. How y'all doing? Is my shit low? It could be water. I've seen better days. So maybe I gotta start from... Well, shit, I did start from the bottom. I need to buy some incense. All right. I'll catch y'all later. That's what I need to do. All right, catch y'all later. I gotta clean the car. That's what it is.